Princes and princesses, giants and goblins, today is the day we've been waiting for. The top-ranked cheesy ones of Team Queso against the number 4 seed SK Gaming. Who will represent Europe at the World Finals? Who will wear the crown? We find out now in the Clash Royale League European Finals.
Today, everything is on the line. These players have worked so hard to get here. Loweye, in the regular season, some of the biggest plays in all of CRL, is currently undefeated in 1v1 in the playoffs. Also undefeated head-to-head in the playoffs, Morten, who really carried this squad with some of the best 2v2 play in all of the CRL regular season. But they have a stiff test ahead of them in Team Queso. Kuchiku very quietly came out to an 8-1 set record during the regular season, being a huge part of why his squad is in this position today. And of course, how do you not mention So Good, So Far, So King, with some massive moments all throughout our plays, and today he's looking to get a couple more and take Team Queso all the way to Japan. SK Gaming versus Team Queso. The finals are finally here, but what would the finals be without a bit of a surprise? You have heard his voice all season, demanding 2v2, demanding 1v1. Let's go backstage to finally meet the king.
Hey guys. Yup, it's me, Alvaro. Were you expecting someone else? Take it away, Rich and Andrew.
Thanks, Alvaro. It has been fantastic having him here all season directing the action, but the season is about to wrap up. It is the European Finals, and we are finally at the point where one team will emerge with a shot at going all the way to Japan.
Absolutely. From 8 down to 4, from 4 down to 2, SK, the Cinderella story, going up against Team Queso has been at the very, very top of the ladder here in the EU since day one. And obviously the winner of this is going to Tokyo, Japan for the World Finals on December 1st.
Our format here for the playoffs, a little bit different than our regular season. It's a best of 5 sets, expanded from 3. We open with our 2v2 set, and then following, we have not 1, not 2, but 3 1v1 sets, and if necessary, we will go all the way to King of the Hill.
Absolutely, and these two teams are dying to get started, so let's waste no more time and get right into the rosters. Team Queso coming out today with Benny Hu, So King, Kuchiku, and of course the British bomber St. Bellican, their opponents, number 4 to 3 to 2, all the way from the bottom to the top, Loweye, Morten, Flobby, and Matt01.
And it wouldn't be the finals without an audience. Sitting in our player lounge right now are some of the all-stars from CRL, both in the European region and North America. Christy St. John is with them right now to get their thoughts on the action we're about to see.
Thanks, guys. I'm here in the player area with all the players that have played throughout the season. Vulcan and Ben talking to you guys. What are you thinking? Who are you rooting for?
I'm definitely rooting for Team Queso in this scenario just because St. Bellican was one of my old clan members from Reddit Alpha, so I have a pretty long history with him.
Well, St. Bellican said that he had some surprises in store for us today. Do you know what those might be?
I have no idea what they are.
And what about you, Ben? What are you thinking?
I mean, I've got to play devil's advocate. I want SK to win. Got a good friend in Mifja, and I just want to see him do well.
No, you said you want SK to win. Do you think SK is going to win?
No.
Well, let's do a poll. Come on, guys. The whole room. Who do we think is SK is going to win?
Oof.
All right. And Queso? Ooh, split 50-50, and you're voting. You are playing devil's advocate. You do think Queso's going to win? Yeah. Well, we'll see today. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Christy. A fairly even split amongst our CRL All-Stars when it comes to who they think might win or who they're rooting for today, but not so much of a split in our war rooms. Both squads able to bring some extra support here. And when we go inside the war rooms right now, you'll see Team Queso rolling strong, SK Gaming keeping it very simple.
Okay, guys, this is the last one. This is the final. Es la última de todas. Es la final, ¿vale? Hoy vamos a hacer historia. Hoy vamos a hacer muy orgullosos a los fans de Team Queso. Okay? The Team Queso fans are going to be really proud of us. we did a really good season, but that doesn't matter now. I mean, it's 1v1, it's a final, it's a BO5, okay? Everything is on the line now, okay? I want you to do the loudest 1, 2, 3 queso that you have ever done in your life, okay? El mayor 1, 2, 3 queso que hayáis dado en vuestra vida, ¿vale? Vamos. Todos, chicos. Altísimo, ¿vale? Todo lo alto que podáis.
Vamos.
So yeah, guys, here we are, finals, right?
Yeah.
Definitely, in the beginning of the season, we weren't expecting to reach here. We were just trying to discover ourselves and see what kind of potential do they have. Coming close to the end of the season, we understood that we had what it takes. We understood that we could do what we never thought that it was possible doing. And right now, this is the only and single opportunity that we have to take everything home, okay? And of course, we know what this match means, but that doesn't mean that we need to treat it as a different match. It's a match like any other, opponents like any others. We do our best, we have fun, we use some emotes, we treat each other because at the end of the day we are a team and that's what we do. No matter what happens, we are on each other's sides and we got each other's backs. It was a pleasure to be your coach, manager, whatever you want to call me this season. I know that I'm going to be happy. So yeah.
Okay.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
SK Gaming! Since the Bronze Age, great warriors have battled for land, resources, and the glory of Europe. Since 2016, they have also fought for gold, gems, and trophies. Now, 2 of the best 2v2 tandems in the land wage a new war for the European crown. Gentlemen, it begins here.
It begins and ends here, Your Majesty. This is the European Finals. SK Gaming versus Team Queso. Gonna leave it all in the arena today.
Absolutely. SK Gaming coming out with Morten and Loai. No surprise there. Morten being their 2v2 specialist, but really, really shining in all formats here in the playoffs. What a great time to do it. And then Team Queso coming out with, and I'm so excited to see Benihu and Kuchiku, the duo that is finally revealed as the powerhouse 2v2 team tandem from Team Queso. They never played together this season. They have both been crushing it, however.
Very excited to see that, Andrew. And our card bans active for all potential 3 games here in this 2v2 set. Lava Hound and Mega Minion.
I love it. I'm shocked. I'm floored by it. Why is Mega Minion banned? I don't really know, honestly. We haven't seen it banned at all here at CRL.
Yeah, it really hasn't come up into the 2v2 from a ban perspective, so wondering what Team Queso has in store for their opponents. Game number 1 underway. Team Queso top of your screen, SK at the bottom. And in the regular season, Team Queso took the overall match sweep, winning both of their matchups. But SK Gaming did take one of those 2v2 sets.
Yeah, absolutely. The SK fell to Queso in weeks 4 and in week 8. Very surprising here to see 3 P.E.K.K.A.s in hand immediately and miners going out early on here for SK.
Well, you have to imagine with the aerial attack pretty much put to bed with those bans, that both these teams preparing for a lot of either, whether it be Golem or we've seen a lot of Royal Giant as of late. So that kind of makes some sense, I think, of all the P.E.K.K.A.s we're seeing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. With this battle being basically kept to the ground by the bans, it's going to be very interesting to see if we see that spell cycle deck coming out again for either of these teams, just in the sense of knowing you're on the ground, knowing that the spells are going to do a great job of cleaning and helping up those troops on the ground, and then ideally getting spell damage on your tower to get great value.
Excellent pickup of the miner with the Prince. So first minute and a half almost away, things still pretty even. SK has done some chip damage on both sides, but nothing serious so far.
Yeah, absolutely, and a great pickup there from the P.E.K.K.A. Both these teams playing excellent defense here, protecting, preserving their powers here while we are still in single elixir.
Morten and Loai was the pair both times these squads met in the regular season. coming out on top over Benny-Hu and Belican, and then losing to Belican and Soking.
We see that fireball missing the cannon. Definitely a misplay there. I mean, you're getting a little bit of damage on the tower, but it's just not worth here in single elixir. Not hitting anything other than a naked tower with a spell is usually a waste of elixir.
So Rocket in hand for Team Queso, though they seem to be holding on for a more opportune moment. And I don't think I've seen a Rocket yet from SK.
No, and you see that great little bit of defense here being played, or I mean, excuse me, offensive by that Magic Archer being placed up high, picking off those defensive units from Team Queso.
That's been 2 perfect pickups of the miner with that Prince, and because Tornado is active, they're forced to keep playing that miner in the same safe spot and making it very easy for that defensive maneuver for SK.
Yeah, it's a very small moment, but when they compile, your miner getting picked up every single time becomes an incredibly frustrating defense, and it makes your offense kind of become stale. It kind of stagnates because that miner getting picked up every single time is mitigating anywhere from 64 to up to 600 damage.
P.E.K.K.A in both lanes for Team Queso doesn't do a lot, but this push on the left-hand side now nearly evening things up between the 2 squads as we go into our sudden death overtime.
And those guards drop 1 tile too high, and the guards missing on both sides actually here. Both teams getting the towers below 900 HP.
That was a fairly gutsy move from Team Queso, throwing the miner on the inside. I guess not worried about a King Tower activation at this stage in the game.
So here's the thing, Queso, exactly. They're going to start being able to rocket cycle out. They have more powerful spells. As you see, 29 HP.
Oh my gosh.
Basically from 900 down to 0, Rich, and that is the power of knowing what your spells do and having great communication with your teammate. SK had the lead there, but Team Queso recognized what was going on. A spell, a couple spells, and a poison, and a rocket, and a miner, and that is GG.
That was beautiful play. Let's take a look at the end there one more time. And this was just, you know, you look at the right-hand side, you feel like SK Gaming might have this, but this is where that rocket finally comes into play. And Team Queso just lets it all out here in this moment. You have 4 spells, or 3 spells, and a miner on tower.
Absolutely. Team Queso there was trying to place a P.E.K.K.A for defense, then recognized they could just defend with the Tombstone, swapped over to the rocket, spells cycle out. Very, very well played here in game number 1 of the finals.
Such aggressive play, and that's what it's going to take right now.
Yeah.
At this stage, you cannot leave anything in your hand when everything's on the line.
You know, Rich, that is a great point. Both of these teams, more than aggressive offense, looked like they were playing very, very aggressive defense. I mean, obviously, you're always trying to protect and preserve your towers here, but it almost seems as in 2v2, people are a little bit more lackadaisical when defending. That game number 1, they were not letting anything get by.
A little bit getting by here to open up for Team Queso with the 1 game in hand. And looks like they're switching up their deck selection here. SK seeming to go with a similar route from last time around.
And this is the thing about Queso. Again, Benny-Hu and Kuchiku have never played together in the 2v2 set. Benny-Hu was 3 and 4, Kuchiku was 4 and 1, but we were told many times throughout the season, and I've brought it up numerous times as well, that they have an amazing 2v2 duo that they're not going to show us till the playoffs. And now we are finally seeing it, and they really did have an excellent game number 1, Rich. It was pretty close coming down to it, but those spells at the end really made it look a lot closer than it was.
Beautiful log play with the Magic Archer, giving just a little bit extra room for the Magic Archer to stay alive and get shots on tower.
Yeah, really, really nice play, and an even better P.E.K.K.A here coming out for SK to meet that Lumberjack and the Royal Giant. I don't know if the cannon was necessary in that moment. I think they could have sacrificed 1 shot to preserve that elixir to help with this offensive push.
No surprises here, Andrew, but I'm going to say this right now. This feels like the cleanest 2v2 play we've seen all season.
Absolutely, and I mean, of course, because it is the playoffs, it is the finals. However, it's this type of play that got them to where they are, Rich.
Well, I've been saying pretty heavily lately that Morten deserves to be considered one of the best people at CRL, and some people have ignored that because of 2v2, but honestly, you put his 2v2 play mixed in with his head-to-head work, and he's a big part of why SK is in the position they are right now.
Yeah, considered one of the best bait players in the entire world. Morten here really establishing himself as an incredibly formidable head-to-head player when it was kind of overlooked because he found such great success in that 2v2 set.
These Royal Giant pushes are really, really difficult, especially if we do get a raged up shot. We will not, but down to 375. So at this point, SK needs to really push and get on tower. They are in danger with just 30 seconds left in regulation time. At this point, maybe let the tower go and get on that left-hand side?
Yep, and that's exactly what they're doing. 2 miners in, 1 picked up by the Lumberjack. That right miner, however, is going to get it low enough to get within spell cycle range. You got a poison and a log there to take it out. That elixir being allocated to taking out the left-hand tower, however, will leave them wanting in defense on the right.
Andrew, at 2:14, they need to get that log down very quickly, and there we are. So we are going to go into overtime. But that was a lot of elixir spent, and right now SK Gaming significantly behind, both with some damage on their King Tower and an elixir loss.
Those guards played by Queso to pull the Prince away, allowing the Lumberjack to get in. Very small interaction, but a very monumental play.
The log doing just enough damage to disrupt the work of that Royal Giant. So SK Gaming avoiding a lot of danger there, but they still have so much coming down this right-hand lane.
Great spell value there from SK getting the fireball on all 3 of those units, stopping that push in its tracks.
They're doing their job, but Team Queso still with a pretty significant elixir lead. So right now, SK Gaming scrambling, trying to find a solution to these Royal Giant pushes. Another one going to be coming down here in just a moment.
Yeah, elixir lead, damage lead. Right now, Queso is just in the lead, and if they do end up taking this game, that'll be a very, very quick 2v2 set from the best in EU.
Prince getting away from the tower just in time to avoid some Baby Dragon splash damage. We are a minute down in sudden death overtime, and the fireball misses the flying machine.
Not what they needed in that moment. Now the double Royal Giants coming in. This is going to be very, very tough to defend with that cannon. Coming down, it's going to mitigate a lot of the damage, but will it mitigate all of it?
And those guards were perfectly played, and we do not get anything on tower, so that is some amazing defense here from Loweye and Morton.
However, that was what we've been calling desperation defense, spending all of their elixir. You saw the missed fireball, making them have to allocate just a little bit more elixir on defense. Now they are wanting an elixir.
Sometimes there's nothing more dangerous than a wounded animal, though, Andrew, and right now that's how SK Gaming is playing.
Those 3 Fire Spirits taking out that flying machine. I love that interaction. The Fire Spirits popping up more and more in this new meta to take out flying machines, magic archers, and of course, those pesky piggies.
The cannon has been fantastic here for SK on defense. And at this point, down at 862, I don't know if they can defend a spell cycle, so they really need to push. And this fireball not going to miss the flying machine again.
Absolutely, but with almost 1,900 HP on that tower and 50 seconds left, and 900 on their own, essentially, this is going to be a very, very tough game for SK to survive. Not even win, Rich. I don't even think you try to win this one anymore. I think you just try to survive.
No, and that's going to be it.
Yes, sir.
We're now probably in spell cycle range, so if this Royal Giant gets away down to 729, 30 seconds left.
Staying alive is all they want. 6:45 on that tower, 20 seconds left, a couple fireballs, lightnings in hand. Not going to be enough for Queso here to take it out. SK playing the best defense of their careers.
Wow, if SK can survive this and get a draw, this will be amazing. 10 seconds left. They might be able to do it.
Oh my God,
and they keep the
we're
Lumberjack
so
off.
close. That flying machine.
My God!
Wow, the flying machine and the bench and war rooms of Team Queso electric. Never give up, never surrender comes for both teams here. Team Queso coming out on top.
Wow, and you gotta think that in a match decided by in the last few seconds, you have to think that maybe that missed fireball might have been the 4 elixir that changed everything.
That is a very good point, Rich. I mean, that missed fireball, that elixir, it's not about the damage on their tower, it's more about being able to preserve that cannon, the miner, the prince, all those things trying to come down in time. If you have that 4 elixir, those guards get down a hair sooner, and that preserves your flying machine, or stops, mitigates the damage from your flying machine. Wow, 21 building elixir spent by SK, but it does not pay off, Rich.
Almost perfect play from both of these squads here in 2v2. So if you want to know how to get better, this is the set to watch right now. And so Queso taking the first of our potential 5 sets. We are heading into 1v1, but let's remember, SK Gaming here in playoffs so far undefeated. Morton 2-0, Loweye 2-0, Matt 0-1, 1-0.
Unbelievable, and I'm sure Queso knows exactly how that went down here earlier in the week in playoffs. Let's hop into that head-to-head set.
Confession time. I am the #1 Clash Royale League fan on Earth. Another confession? This is the best moment of my life. The European Finals. St. Bellican and Matt01 in a head-to-head battle. Please pinch me, and gentlemen, make my 1v1 dreams come true. I'm excited.
With a set and hand, Team Queso goes into the first of our potential 3 1v1 sets. Matt01 facing off against St. Bellican.
Yes, sir. Matt01's record in 1v1 is 3-4, and on Team Queso's side, St. Bellican coming out 0-2, so not the strongest players here in the 1v1 set. However, now here in the finals, looking to prove themselves.
Taking a look at the ban cards for this 1v1 set, SK Gaming choosing to eliminate Tornado, and the Tombstone taken off the board by St. Bellican of Queso.
Yeah, Tombstone, Ice Wizard, NATO, we've heard these cards talked about so much recently. The defensive capabilities are limitless.
So these two have met once before in King of the Hill. St. Bellican coming out on top, looking to do it once again in the European Finals. Team Queso's Bellican top of your screen, Matt01 at the bottom. And Andrew, to talk more about those ban cards, St. Bellican has run a version of Bridge Spam with the Battle Ram 6 times in the regular season, so that might give you a clue to that Tombstone ban. And Matt has run 3 Musketeer Royal Hogs 4 times, so that might give you a clue as to that Tornado.
Yeah, absolutely. Really a huge fan of Bridge Spam is Bellican. Now, a lot of Bridge Spam decks now having the Flying Machine and Magic Archer being placed up high are able to pick off that Tombstone. However, that interaction being rinsed and repeated so many times, whether it's ladder, classic, grand challenges, or here at CRL, now knowing that interaction changes it up. You've got to change up your defense, so why not just ban the card?
So Giant Miner for St. Bellican, and Furnace and Fire Spirits both here for Matt01 in the opening minute.
Yeah, and that Mega Minion popping into the EU Finals now that he is no longer banned.
So it will be Giant versus his 1 Elixir extra cousin, the Royal Giant.
And that Wizard just getting a ton of value. A few shots in for that Royal Giant, however, for Matt01.
The Bar Barrel sneaking through and cleaning up the Wizard as we move to the midway point of regulation. It is Matt01 with a slight lead. Again, only 1 game between these two in the regular season in that King of the Hill set.
Yeah, and Matt01 running this double dragon deck that's become pretty popular recently with the Baby Dragon, the Inferno Dragon, the Furnace, and the Royal Giant. A very, very strong deck. You get the guards in front of the Royal Giant, you get the Furnace behind it. It kind of helps clean up all those troops that your opponent is going to drop for defense.
I'll be curious to see if in the World Finals we see a triple dragon deck with the Electro Dragon in there.
Absolutely. Matt01 probably running a Lightning as his final spell, and then St. Bellican here, he's got a Poison in there, but also you think maybe he would poison those Furnaces, so maybe it's something else.
So Bellican choosing to switch lanes here, part of why Queso is so confident with him in this 1v1 set. St. Bellican in their first meeting did take the full 3 in a row King of the Hill sweep against SK Gaming, so feels very good in this spot.
And those Fire Spirits having to come down to mitigate all the damage from that Prince. A lot coming down the left for Bellican, left him wanting in the right on defense. Now that Prince has to be responded to, but 502 on that right-hand tower for Bellican, not a great place to be in, especially because I truly believe that that's a Lightning in Matt01's hand.
That Bar Barrel really pulled that Prince pretty much at the edge of rain. That was a last-second pickup, so very nice play there for Matt01, though this is probably going to be a tower trade. Yes, we do get the left-hand tower down, and that's a ton still making its way towards both King Towers.
Yeah, and a great decision there by Matt and St. Bellican to sacrifice their towers and keep the push going. Really more on St. Bellican's end to sacrifice that right-hand tower. Don't defend it all, knowing that it was already too low to preserve for another 3 minutes, getting it out of the way and taking the left-hand tower, taking Matt01's King Tower all the way down to 1400, Rich.
Matt was forced to spend a little extra on those Fire Spirits because the Inferno Dragon could not find its way onto that Giant. So now that we're in sudden death overtime, St. Belican really can pick his own lane here. That's going to be very challenging for Matt trying to make his choices on how to push offensively.
Yeah, and you heard St. Belican talk during the first round of the playoffs in an interview speaking about how he really wanted to play G2's Canario, one of the best in the world, to prove himself. But honestly, right now, St. Belican is truly proving himself, staying in this game, and honestly, maybe even taking it.
It's just so difficult to defend all these different lanes right now, and it's Belican doing a great job. There's the lightning, you called it, Andrew, and the Prince does get one shot off in the King Tower. So at this point, with 2 minutes remaining, St. Belican in a fantastic position. You gotta wonder what that final card is. You were talking about a possibility of it being poison. Might we see that here finally in these last 2 minutes?
I'm very surprised that Matt didn't kind of opt to play a little more defense early on in that left side Princess Tower. Instead, he was more concerned about taking the right-hand side, but that tower on the right was already below enough HP to basically get one Royal Giant shot and one Lightning in. So a very interesting decision a little while ago that kind of puts him in this very tough position now with both of his towers barely making it above 1400 HP combined.
And with the Miner and Poison on there, we're now in Spell Cycle range. The Fire Spirit's not going to be enough to stop that damage with Giant coming in. And that will be it. Fantastic work by St. Belican the entire way through.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt01 missing with the Fire Spirits there. St. Belican dropping the Giant in the pocket. Matt knew it was over. A great come-from-behind victory for Belican.
Let's take a look at some of that action.
Absolutely. As we hop into the replay here, we see the Prince, the Giant, the Mega Minion coming down that right-hand lane. The Inferno Dragon is actually off to the left, so Matt has to allocate a Lightning, not the way he wants to spend 6 Elixir for defense. And honestly, I can't believe he survived this push. Those Fire Spirits doing so much for him.
And it was also the guard play against that Inferno Dragon over and over again, making it hard to find any purchase. So game number 1 in the books for St. Belican. Game number 2 underway. Right now, it's the Brit with the 2-0 lead in the entire season over the Italian.
And only Queso logos on the left side of your screen, Reg.
As a reminder for you, even if we do get a 3-game set, once we move on, it will only be the logo for the set winner, because we do have to make some room for all 5 sets today. But right now, that was a sweep in that 2v2 as well. So Matt looks like he's running it back. Liked the way that deck worked, although I wonder if he made any changes here, because Belican might be going very similar.
That Barb connecting to the tower, a couple hits in, not a lot of damage, but definitely substantial.
Fire Spirits have seen a bit of a resurgence as of late, and I guess people are now taking some more experimentation with what they're using as defensive responses. The Fire Spirits, they almost function similarly to a small spell in a lot of ways.
Yeah, or even a big one. The 3 of them blowing up on a tower, on a unit, can do so much damage, but they're also easy to clean up. So the Fire Spirits at only 2 Elixir provide such utility. They can kite units away, they can clean up a minion horde, really doing a lot for their owner if utilized correctly.
Doing a decent amount here is that Prince stopping that Royal Giant from taking that left-hand tower down too far. We are halfway through regulation, and it is St. Belican again with a lead, although Matt has pressure in both lanes.
Yeah, the Prince is such an interesting card right now. You see this great kite with the Fire Spirits, not quite going the way he wanted it to, but doing a good enough job for him. These bats, though, are going to be a big problem.
And that's going to be tower down on that left-hand side, Andrew. We are now moving into double Elixir time. And Matt's going to have to pick up the pace here if he wants to extend this 1v1 set to a 3rd game.
Yeah, St. Belican, really all he needs to do now is sit back and play defense, save his highest DPS troops, like you see here, the Prince being dropped in the back to meet that Royal Giant right at the river. The Inferno Dragon also coming down. Going to be a very tough uphill battle for Matt if he wants to come back and take this set.
And St. Belican does have a little bit of a faster cycle to get back to that Prince on defense at only 9 if you count the Miner or the Royal Ghost as that 4th card. So he should always have that Prince to meet, although if the Inferno Dragon can survive, that'd be a big move.
And a really nice play there by Belican with those spirits to clean up that Inferno Dragon, and that should be a very quick 2-up and 2-down set for Team Queso. Now, Matt01's got 13 seconds to do about 1,600 damage. Seems near impossible, Rich.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, Andrew. This is going to be it. St. Belican coming out with a sweep in the opening 1v1 set of this finals here in Europe. And right now, Team Queso is just 2 game wins away from heading to our World Finals in Tokyo, Japan.
Absolutely a very, very frustrating start for the finals today for SK, but there's still more time to be had. There's still 3 more sets if necessary, and you see this Royal Giant coming across the river, and it looks like, you know, St. Belican's going to play decent defense, get an okay counter push coming in, but it all starts here with this kite with those fire spirits, of the Royal Ghost. The miner comes in, is tanking for everything above it. So much damage. That furnace comes in and is nothing but honestly just a target for St. Belican.
You know, I don't know if we can get back to that first replay in a moment, but Andrew, a point that you made the last time SK played about the way those guards interact with the Royal Giant, getting around it to tank.
Yes, yes.
They didn't make it. So let's look here, and this is what Andrew was talking about, and I can't remember if it was first or second round of playoffs. The guards drop, and they don't get in front to pick up that Prince.
This has happened so much. It even happened earlier in our 1v1 set. Now, you almost wonder if because it happens so regularly, if that's what they're trying to do, but it just doesn't make sense. Get the guards in front of the Royal Giant, keep it alive a little bit longer.
So there we have it, going back to the standings in this match right now. It is Team Queso with 2 sets in hand, 1 away from the World Finals. Let's go to another 1v1 matchup.
Some people are stars. They just do their thing, and it turns to gold. People like Post Malone and Cardi B. Oh, and like So King and Low-Eye. They're straight magic, man. They make moves, and the rest of us just try to keep up. Guys, show us how 1v1 is done.
A rematch of the CCGS EU Fall Finals. Low-Eye versus So King, looking to do the dance one more time.
Absolutely. Low-Eye coming out with his regular and postseason record is 4-1 in that 1v1 set. And his opponent, So King for Team Queso, is 4-1 in that 1v1 set as well. So a very, very even match here between 2 incredible competitors.
The ban cards active for all potential 3 games, of course, in our 1v1 set. Going a little more traditional this time, it is Poison and Fireball.
Yeah, with those 2 spells, 2 of the most popular spells in the game in this meta off the board. It's very, very interesting to see how all those other win conditions will come into effect.
They didn't meet this season, but Low-Eye took the sweep at CCGS. Can So King send his squad to the finals with some revenge? So King for Team Queso, top of your screen. Low-Eye with that new E-Wiz emote at the bottom.
Wow. And the pressure in this moment for SK's Low-Eye has got to be unbelievable. Trying to keep his composure in this moment, I applaud him just for that.
So King running Golem, and with the pump down, are we expecting Low-Eye to be having 3M here?
Yeah, most likely an early Golem because he saw that 6 elixir being spent by Low-Eye to elixir pump up. Now, So King not going to have anything to punish the pump, most likely. He's going to have to go all in on this Golem push.
So you wonder if maybe somewhat of running this Golem deck here is a bit of that, part of that revenge here for So King. When they met in CCGS EU, that first game, it was So King running Golem NATO and just barely losing to the Expo of Low-Eye.
Wow, and a great job by Low-Eye of recycling back to his Hunter, but So King a better job. And it was really all about that first interaction at the river in the replay booth. Guys, make sure we hold that because it's something I want to talk about at the end of this game. No matter who comes out on top, you saw both of the players double down at the river. Here's the thing, is So King's units came out on top. Even with Low-Eye's elixir advantage, that Golem staying alive, that raged up Night Witch and Mega Minion did a ton of work.
Golem, Night Witch, Lumberjack, and Rocket, so a lot for Low-Eye to deal with. Doesn't handle it to the best of his ability in the first interaction, but still about 80 seconds remaining. There are some possibilities here. And here we go, the first Three Musketeers, now as we approach our double elixir time.
Now, I understand the Three Musketeers play because you don't have the spells that are used most regularly in the Fireball and Poison to punish them. However, that rocket can clean up 2 of those guys, or ladies, excuse me, no problem.
And it's 3M Ram, and that left-hand tower is going to take a lot of damage. This might be tower down on the left-hand side.
It is going to be, Rich. He's opting to take the damage in the left-hand lane to push for the 3 crown. Seeing there's only 2,200 HP on that main tower and having Rocket in hand to take out that Hunter makes him much more comfortable on this 3-count push. And not even having to use the Rocket makes him even more threatening in this moment.
And that Golem NATO just so nasty here, and this could be a 3 crown. Looks like we are very, very close, and that's going to be it.
Round. Boom. Queso coming out. The War Room Electric, the Bench Electric. Soaking 1 game victory away from sending Team Queso to Tokyo, Japan.
And not just from that, but also 1 game away from a straight 6-game sweep of the Cinderella Squad and SK Gaming.
Now, here's the thing. We all love Cinderella stories. Let me get back to that thought in a second. Look at everyone piling their units at the river. The Ice Golem comes down to defend the Lumberjack. However, somehow, Soaking's Lumberjack comes out on top with the help of the Mega Minion. These guys all raged up. Those 2 Golemites tanking. You see the Ice Golem come down. Desperation defense by Low-Eye. Soaking eats it up like a snack. Tower down.
And here we see the finish, and with that tornado, that there's just nothing that defense could do, and so it's big-time revenge. Soaking saying, you stopped my Golem NATO at CCGS. You are not going to do it again. 3 crown victory, the fist pump. Soaking, so good.
Absolutely, and now Low-Eye's got to go back to his deck construction and think, maybe I should have put a large spell in there, whether it was a lightning or a rocket. A rocket would have done great against those Golem pushes, however, very expensive with 3 Musketeers.
Game number 2, Low-Eye needs the reverse sweep to keep SK's hopes alive.
Yeah, the Cinderella story that I was speaking of earlier is that number 4 working its way through number 3 and number 2, now getting to number 1. Team Queso has been so dominant this whole season. It looks like the best just might stay on top, Rich.
I mean, they have been fantastic, and they just keep getting better and better, it seems, as our season goes on. And a part of it also, they've rotated so consistently. None of these players have these amazing, crazy stacked stats on Soaking as far as the regular season goes, because they've all switched around so much.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we talked about that 2v2 set, not even showing it here until the playoffs. And now both these guys coming out with what looks the exact same. However, Low-Eye, you've got to ask the question of whether or not he decided to put a big spell in this deck.
But this time it's Low-Eye out to the early lead. The Ram does get on tower. You got to wonder maybe if he was expecting that NATO and was happy with the Royal Giant getting pulled out of the Royal Ghost getting pulled out of the way.
Yeah, you're not 100% sure there. No one ever wants to activate their opponent's King Tower, but that Battle Ram connecting was definitely huge for Low-Eye.
Yeah, obviously, King Tower activation, never good, but one of those things where you go, hey, maybe getting a spell out of the way and taking a nice lead here. As we move into the halfway point, it is Low-Eye sitting pretty, and this time not getting behind early, so a massive change. And now with that pump down, he's going to be able to build up some nice elixir stores.
Yeah, it's a tough place to be in, right, Rich? When you sit there, it's like, well, I can activate my King Tower and take a bit of damage. You got to kind of pick and choose between the two. In that moment, Soaking felt the only thing he could do was activate the King Tower and choose to eat the Battle Ram.
So the question now, how long will this Hunter survive? And that's a nice movement there for the Jack to go the wrong direction. The Hunter gets a lot of damage, and that 3M is hanging out on board. And with those spells gone, this is where we see the 3 Musketeers' power when there's no poison and fire.
And now he can double down in the left lane exactly. This is exactly what he wants to do. That rocket, though, could be crushing to the dreams of SK. Still going to probably get on tower here, but from a moment that looked like it was an easy tower down, having to throw a little bit more elixir that way. A great rocket by Soaking, but an awesome dual lane split by Low-Eye.
But now he knows Rocket's out of cycle, so he can play that high 3 Musketeers with no worry. And it looks like Low-Eye here, unless something crazy happens, in a great position to take game number 2 and extend this set and this match.
Absolutely. The Night Witch comes down to try to preserve the life of the tower on the left, however, sacrificing defense for the tower on the right. Soaking having to pick his poison quite literally now. Both towers below 1,000 HP combined, not just above.
Soaking now choosing to golem up, and with the Hunter in the right-hand lane, not a lot of defensive options against that golem. Looks like it's Loweye choosing to go all in the right-hand lane, down to 688. The Battle Ram does get stopped, though, and he's not defending this golem, so choosing to go all the way in. Will he get on tower?
Wow, I can't believe it. I was almost 100% sure Loweye was going to get on tower. It looked like he had, but Team Queso sweeps it.
Oh my God, Loweye choosing to commit all the way on offense, and Soaking says, no, that's not gonna work. Takes the golem to tower, and Team Queso is going to the World Finals.
I am absolutely floored in this moment, Rich. It looked like, wow, and you can't even hear anything in this room. Team Queso is electric.
I mean, what did you expect? They played like this all season, and here we are in the finals. 6-0 straight games, an unbelievable performance by the Cheesy Ones.
Yes, they, like you said, coming off 5 wins to finish out the regular season, getting a first 2 rounds bye in the EU playoffs. Team Queso is going to be taking that huge trophy all the way to Tokyo, Japan.
Just unbelievable. Wow, they are so fantastic and so elated in this moment. These guys are so excited.
Absolutely. All right, let's hop into our replay. Maybe the most important replay of the entire season, the final winning replay here. We got a great push by Loweye. It looked like it was going to take the tower here of Soaking. Too much coming down the lane, but an incredible rocket defensively, and that was the story of this match. You look at Soaking here at the top of the screen, playing the best defense of his entire life. Loweye committing everything he has, just coming up a bit short. In that golem, he may be slow, but he is dangerous. Tower down. Going to Tokyo is Team Queso. Look at the celebration on his face. The War Room electric, the bench blowing up. Unbelievable performance from this team. This team has been at the very top since day one. You look at Soaking here, leaking 2 elixirs, spending 105. Leaked on the bottom as well, about an elixir and a half from Loweye. Not really making a big difference in the match. Wow. What a season it's been, guys. I cannot wait to go to Tokyo, but more importantly, I can't wait to celebrate with Team Queso and Rich. Where's Rich? I gotta go.
Thanks, Andrew. Here we are with your European champions, Team Queso, an unbelievable 6-game straight sweep to take the crown. Soaking. Tell me about that final interaction where Loweye went hard in the lane and you took the goal in the tower.
In that moment, I knew that I need to place the golem because he had to cycle 2 cards to have the battle ram, and I just needed to defend 1 push, and the golem did the rest.
So the last time you guys met CCGS EU Finals, it was him who came out on top, punishing your golem. Did you choose a golem deck specifically for a bit of revenge?
No, I just played this deck with its Kuchiku in the training because we trained that bans, and I saw that deck really strong with these bans, and I'm really happy that I got my revenge.
Yeah, that was a big one. And Saint Belican, big time in the 1v1. Now, during the playoffs earlier this week, you mentioned that you wanted a chance to prove yourself. You were looking to go up against Canario. Do you feel like in this moment that you've proved everything and there's nothing left to say?
Yeah, I'm really happy that the entire team worked together to win. As all of us that played today, all of us won, and I think it's great. And also the SK players, they're great players. They beat Liquid, they then beat Allegiance, they then beat G2. They're great guys, and we're very happy to beat them and improve ourselves.
Fantastic work, and not much left to do but present the trophy. And here for that, directly from Supercell, it's Derek Chan, who's had a big part in this league. Derek, will you do the honors, please?
Thank you, Rich. Guys, gentlemen, on behalf of Supercell and the entire Clash Royale League, I want to thank you and say congratulations on an amazing victory. Team Queso are our first Clash Royale League European champions. Has a great ring to it. Woo! We'll see you in Tokyo at the World Finals. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here you go, Rich.
And here you go, folks, your European champions, Team Queso! Team Queso. We will see you in Tokyo, Japan for the World Finals.
The Clash Royale League season began months ago, with 8 of the best teams in Europe entering the arena. Over these many weeks and many battles, Team Queso have proven their valor and courage. They have conquered Europe, and now it is on to Tokyo for the World Finals. Subscribe to the Clash Royale esports channel. Tune into the World Finals on December 1st. And from me to you, thank you for being you. You are the best you there is. Though on second thought, Soking might be a better you than you. I mean, did you see that today? I mean, that was something. On to Tokyo!